So, armor piercing in this game, in any caliber, is seemingly to be overly loved this wipe apparently, because this thing is literally becoming meta ammo. But with us only having 3 ammo types in the game, FMJ, AP, and Tracer, that realistically nobody needs to use, and it already needs to be replaced already with the different caliber. Goes to Tabor, what are you guys doing? Sorry. Anyways, I'm going to be honest with you guys and just say this is probably the one thing, in my honest opinion, that is making this game really unbalanced and honestly makes gunfights and firefights super unfun to be in. Because yes, you can say, oh, why don't you just wear class 5 armor or class 6 armor? Well, if you take into the account and look at this chart right here, 9x39, 762, and 556 and 545, it still has a 0.75% chance of penetration. So, and if you take that percent and take that into the account that most people will be using AP, the overpowered ammo, this needs to be nerfed slightly. Let's take the AS Val for example and pair that with the upgraded 20 round mags, right, that you get from Spec 4. Then also pair that with the rounds per minute that you can shoot is up to 1,000 with the AS Val, as you can see here. So 0.75 multiplied, let's say 14 rounds, because you won't hit every single shot depending on the distance. Then multiply that by 0.10% for the blunt damage multiplier, right? Add that up again. Then we are using class 5. That comes out to I think 1.05%, just about, meaning that all it takes is 15 shots, add on bleed damage, and you're basically dead. Now, with all that being out of the way, let's get into the main points on why I think this honestly needs to be nerfed. Also, you can go ahead and do that math yourself. It's basically just multiplying the shots count and also multiplying the armor damage, and then also multiplying blunt damage as well, depending on the class. So, yeah, go ahead and do that math yourself if you think I'm so wrong, like all you guys say in the rest of my videos, like here. So, firstly, the price. So with FMJ only costing 1.7k Karunas, then we move on to the cool but useless Tracer only being 2.8k Karunas in the shop, which is actually not bad. Then we get to AP, sitting at 5.6k Karunas, meaning you're telling me it costs $5,000 to buy a full box of AP powder. Come on, Ghost of Tabor, really? You're telling me that with you giving us 200,000 Karunas every wipe, if I don't spend any of that and level up Jerry, meaning I get more money on top of that just from the quest I'm doing from him to level up to level 3, right? Which is the requirement for AP powder. And I buy as much AP powder that I can afford with that money. And if I do the math correctly, 200,000 divided by 5.8, then you do 34 multiplied by 5.8, right? Then you take that number and do 2,000 minus, I think it's 197. I think 197,000, right? We basically end up with 43 or 44 jars of AP with over 2,000 and maybe 3,000 Karunas left. If I'm doing the math correctly on that one, I'm pretty sure I am. But yeah, Combat Waffle Studios, if you don't see this as an issue, then something's wrong. Now let's move on to something that really needs to change. Level requirement. And why is this thing Jerry level 3? Why? So you mean to tell me all I need to do is these 3 quests right here, rinse and fucking repeat, and I have AP powder magically in my hands? Please make this thing level 5 or level 4, because this just needs to change. And even with the pricing, please up that pricing, because 5k Karunas is horrible for AP powder. I get a full box for that. Like, come on, man. Please change this shit, because it's not even fun getting just... As soon as I turn the corner, I'm just getting blasted and I instantly die, and I don't even have a chance to even pull up my gun because I'm running around a corner. Like, please just change it, because AP powder should not do this much damage as shown on the chart here for these calibers. It should not. It literally physically should not. I get it, it's armor piercing, but God, please have it in your hearts, Combat Waffle Studios. Change this shit. I don't want to constantly have to run AP powder just to compete with the little Timmies out there, okay? It's already bad enough that Island Night is already filled with them, but geez, man, change this shit now. I'm not saying now, I don't know, maybe it could be in the future, but good God, please, this needs to be changed. Sorry for that rant. Now, third on the list, Armor. I don't know if you've noticed, but all the charts that include armor piercing rounds does at least some type of damage to each armor class. Even this comment fucking said it. So, but yeah, let me just go ahead and pull up the chart. Even class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, I don't even need the chart, so on and so fucking forth. So my main gripes with the armor piercing is that I personally think it should be more realistic if you're gonna have it this broken. And that's what this game is going for, correct? Right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, please, that's what this game is going for, right? But now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but shouldn't AP powder be slower since it's using heavier material and heavier metal core and a hard metal core like steel or carbonite? And shouldn't it be slower than FMJ because FMJ is using a softer material and overall lighter material inside of the bullet, right? I don't know. Again, correct me if I'm wrong on this. Now onto the fourth, how to fix this overall, because there needs to be pros and cons with ammo. Take, for example, 9x19 rip ammo, right? The pros, a lot of fucking flesh damage, right? If I shoot you in your legs, you're gonna basically be half HP, right? That's what this round does, right? Same speed as regular 9x19, right? The cons, does little to no damage against any armor type in the game, even the Tarkov, even in Arena Breakout. But also, another con, it's literally louder than regular 9x19, giving away your position. I mean, unless you run a suppressor, but it's still kind of a bit louder. I mean, you can go ahead and test that out in Arena Breakout. I did it. You can go ahead and test that out in Tarkov. I did it. But anyways, having each ammo type have 2 pros and 2 cons, or just some type of, or just even more ammo types in general in the game will not only add to the game's complexity, but overall make the game more interesting overall and just more fun instead of just keeping the same old stuff that we had for the past, what, 2 years now? So, Combo Waffle Studios, I'm saying this to say this. Please just fix ammo, or please just fix AP requirements, because there needs to be some type of con when using AP. I don't know, just make it, I don't know, do less damage to armor. I mean, but it's armor piercing, so that makes no sense. But I mean, you could make it do less damage to flesh, make it like rip ammo. I don't know, just make some type of different con to where AP is not so broken in this current state, because literally everyone is using it. I don't know, bump the trigger level, bump the cost, bump of where it's more rare so you can't find it all the time in raid. I don't know, but if you're listening to this, please just add more ammo types. It doesn't have to be now. I get it. Game development takes a long time. I just think it's something that should be on your roadmap in the eventual future. I mean, maybe even sometime after the mall map. Go ahead and comment down below what your take is on AP ammo. Should it stay the same? Should it not? And yeah. Oh, also, I wanted to tell you, subscribe, you Kevin Gates booty eating bitch.